Hello, Simmers. We're back. Some more New Jersey Devils Hockey Legacy Manager 25 Battle Royale franchise mode. And in the last one, we got kicked out in the first round once again. Thankfully, we are still in the league where there's only 6 teams remaining, so we're getting towards the end times here. But unfortunately, it's been a while since we won the Stanley Cup. We have not won the Stanley Cup since 2030-31. We're now headed into the 2037-38 season. So I would really like to try to win one more cup before this is all said and done. And now that there's no more draft, there's officially no more draft. So that's how you know we're getting towards the end times here. We're just headed straight into the contract extensions here. Sheldon Keefe, I mean, he's done well for us in the past. 7 President's Trophies, 2 Stanley Cups, 2 Jack Adams Awards. So clearly a very good coach. And here's the thing too, we've invested a lot into Sheldon Keefe over the years, especially with his specialties. One of them being clutch 3 that improves teams' performance during the playoffs by 3.75%. And actually, if we upgrade it once more, which I believe we can, yes indeed, so we're going to do that right now. He is at clutch 4, which is the maximum, which improves the team's performance during the playoffs by 5%. So I prefer not to let that all go to waste. Although it seems, at least according to this, we're actually a defensive team now. We're considered a defensive team with our current lineup. All right, you know what? Let's just see who's out there. Honestly, there's no coaches who are really standing out to me here, at least as far as coaches who would be a good match go. Yeah, all the ratings are kind of down there, at least when compared to Sheldon Keefe, right? Because he's got some really good ratings across the board. Yeah, I think we just hold on to Keefe. I mean, I think we can do it. You know, it's only 2 rounds of the playoffs right now. Yeah, I think we gotta believe in Sheldon Keefe here, because as far as available coaches go, none of them have even close to the same appeal, at least as far as coaching ratings, that Sheldon Keefe does. And then obviously Keefe also has the advantage of having clutch 4 and communicator 2 as well. So yeah, I think we just got to renew Sheldon Keefe here. All right, it's time to re-sign some of our players. So you have Jack Hughes coming up, Singleton, Celebrini. No one too major, it doesn't look like this year. Hughes wants 2 years for $2 million. Singleton wants 2 years for 2.9. We have 19 million cap space. All right, so it's looking like we'll actually, we might be able to do something in free agency this year. So I'll give Hughes 1 year for $2 million with the modified no trade clause. Singleton, how did he do last year? He had 41 points. Yeah, I definitely want to, I would say I want to keep him. I mean, he's been pretty solid for us for a while now, and he's only asked for $3 million. And $3 million for 40 points is not bad at all. So I think I will re-sign Singleton. Give him 2 years to 2.78 and the modified no trade clause. And then Celebrini, what did he do last year? He had 54 games played, 5 points. He had 32 hits, CF percentage of 49.6. I don't know about Celebrini. I don't know about offering him $3 million to have that kind of season again. And that's been more or less consistent with all of his previous numbers as well, right? I think I'll sign Kokolai as a backup player, being that 80 overall sniper. I'll sign Sabrin as well, 1 year for 1.3. And then I think I'll sign some of these prospects here as well. I'll sign Dryman, P.O., just some players for the minors, which has been very neglected for the past few years. So there you go. All of these players have accepted their deals. And we are now up to 107 million, which means we have 8.6 remaining in cap space. We still have Celebrini and Karpovich to sign. What did Karpovich do? 2 games, 1 point. He's asking for 1.4. I think we'll release Karpovich. And then I think I'll qualify Celebrini. But besides that, I think that'll be it. So while I've been figuring out what the lines are going to be over on my other screen here, I've been looking in free agency as well. And I do not really see anybody who would be an immediate upgrade from what we currently have. I really don't. So I think what we're going to do, since the lines that we were rolling with last season did not work in the playoffs, the lines that I have planned might honestly be a little questionable, but last season's offense, at least in the playoffs, during the playoffs, that was not acceptable. So here's what I'm planning. I think we go on the first line, you have Sear, Trottier, and Guskov. Then you have Arsenault, Gumarov, and Zadorov on the second. Vasilevsky, Luce, and Hornqvist on the third. And then Combe, Hughes, and Kokolai on the fourth. And the reason I have Hughes at center is because he actually has a 59 faceoff style, which is better than the majority of our other centers' faceoffs ratings, including Kobe Combe, who's at a 44 faceoff rating. Then Vasilevsky, who's apparently a center, has a 41. So I think we put Hughes back at center on the fourth line. Then defense will be Hughes and Nemeth, Bergfors and Salayev, and then Stenlund and Singleton. In goal is Finley and McConnell. So I think any moves we make will probably be in the form of a trade, because there's honestly, like I said, there's really not much in free agency that's standing out to me with the lack of star free agents here. So I think we are just going to advance straight to the Hall of Fame inductions on August 1st. Your 2037 Hall of Fame inductees are Sam Reinhart, Matthew Tkachuk, Jake Oettinger, and Joe Pavelski. All right, let's see this offseason jump. You have Dimitra growing to his 76, Singleton's to an 84, Sabrin's at an 82, and then you have Luke Hughes and Nemeth dropping to a 90, and then Combe to an 85. So not too much growth and not too many players dropping either, so that's good. Okay, so here are the lines I've come up with for the start of year number 14. You have Farrell, who's currently in for Sear. That will be Sear's place once he gets back from his injury. Then you have Trottier and Guskov. And then you have Arsenault, Gumarov, Zadorov, Vasilevsky, Luce, and Hornqvist, and then Combe, Hughes, and Kokolai. And then Sabrin is currently scratched. On defense, you have Hughes and Nebets, Bergfors and Salayev, Stenlund and Singleton, and then Drymain as the 7th defenseman. Then, of course, you have Finley and McConnell in goal. Power play is Arsenault, Luce, which would normally be Sear, and then Vasilevsky along with Bergfors and Hughes. Then you have Zadorov, Trottier, Hornqvist, Gumarov, and Nemets. Down on the penalty kill, you have Gumarov, Combe, Salayev, and Nemets, along with Luce, which again would normally be Sear, along with Guskov, Stenlund, and Luke Hughes. So with all that being done, let's get underway with year number 14. Yup, there it is. Sear on that first line makes all of our forward lines have blue line chemistry. So I want to see plenty of goals being scored this year, regular season and playoffs. There's no excuse now. We have perfect line chemistry across the board. We need goal support this year for Finley and McConnell. And we actually do have a minor injury to McConnell right now, so we need to sign a third string goaltender. That'll be Quentin Miller. He's an 82 overall, asking for a minimum deal. We will give him that. This is not what you like to see. This is not what you like to see. How is it that we have blue line chemistry across the board and we are, for some reason, our forwards just cannot get it together? You have Sear with 14 points in 22 games played, Trottier with 9 in 23, Guskov with 8, and that's all in the first line. Arsenault has 15, Gumarov has 8, Zadorov has 12, Vasilevsky has 20, and he's on the third line. Then you have Luce with 12, Hornqvist with 10, Combe with 13 on the fourth line, Hughes with 9, and Kokolai with 5. Defense, you have Hughes with 18, Nemeth with 16, Bergfors with 19, Salayev with 7, Stenlund with 5, Singleton with 7. Finley with a 902 save percentage, McConnell with a 916. I think what I might do is break up Nemeth and Hughes because we need to get something going with this offense. So I think we'll have Hughes with Salayev and then Bergfors with Nemeth. And then I think I'm going to get Zadorov on that first line instead of Sear. That gets rid of the blue line chemistry on the second line, though. All right, whatever. We'll give it a try. I mean, I don't want to completely get rid of that chemistry, but whatever. For some reason, this lineup just cannot seem to produce offense. I mean, we're 13-5-5 right now, so we're in a good spot, but still, it's rather concerning that our offense, for whatever reason, cannot get it together. No matter what, no matter what line changes I make, it doesn't seem to work. I mean, it's not completely inept because we have 77 goals for and we're first in the league. So clearly we're all right, but it's just a little worrisome to see those kinds of numbers, especially out of our top players. So I think we'll continue the simulation here and see what happens. I think I'm going to flip Luce with Trottier, see what that does, because Luce has 16 points on the third line, whereas Trottier had 11 points on the first line. So we'll see what that does. And I think I might also take Guskov off of that first line, and then I'll get Hornqvist there instead, and that retains the blue line chemistry. So now it's Zadorov, Luce, and Hornqvist on the first line. Then Arsenault, Gumarov, and Sear. Vasilevsky, Trottier, Guskov. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, I don't know how many line changes I could make, to be honest with you, before I just completely run out of ideas as far as different line combinations as to see what works here. Because, I mean, clearly, once again, we're in a good spot. It's just that our top players aren't producing the way they should, So we'll keep going. We'll see what happens. We'll see if these lines work throughout January. Ooh, Luce with a concussion for 1 month. So I think that means we're going to have to get Farrell in there. And then we'll put Honestly, I might just put Hughes on the first line again, see what happens. Just see if that can spark our team somehow. Besides maybe trading for an all-star forward, like someone who's 90 plus overall, there's not much else that I can think to do here because there's honestly not much else that we're missing, right? That's the only thing that would really make sense to me here. So let's see if Tampa or Edmonton would be willing to give up one of their stars, considering that they're both looking like that they're going to be eliminated here this year. And it seems Edmonton does not have any such player. Like I'm looking for 90 plus here, 90 plus overall. And then Tampa, okay, Tep. He's got the full no movement clause though. Yeah, I don't think that would be able to, I don't think we could make that work. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, the no movement clause doesn't kick in until later. So this could technically work if we had if we had enough value going back the other way. Then again, do we really need another sniper? I mean, I think the main issue here is that we don't have a, you know, a top end playmaker like we used to in Jack Hughes. So if we could find a top playmaker like Tarky, for example, and his no movement clause doesn't kick in until much later as well. So maybe we could trade for Tarky, but Colorado's in second. So I doubt that they would be giving him up too easily here. I don't know. I think this is going to be way too much. This is going to be way too much. It would have to be Sear, McConnell, Guskov, and Zadorov for Tarky. That's a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of value. That's a lot of value. I don't think we would be able to do that. That's way too much. Although Colorado has a lot of playmakers. You got to think they'd be wanting a sniper here. And they do, right? They want Zadorov, but do I want to give up Zadorov? I think the only players I'd give up Zadorov for are Tarky and Nikantsev, Denis Nikantsev, who is a 91 overall playmaker, 22 years of age, 74 faceoffs. Yeah, I would definitely, I think I would give up Zadorov for Nikantsev if we were able to get him. Okay, here's how I think we might be able to make this work. Zadorov and McConnell to Colorado in exchange for Nikantsev and Riedler. So the reason we're trading McConnell here is because obviously he's been in Finley's shadow the entire time, and Finley continues to be solid, while McConnell this year so far has an 899 save percentage, and he's been the backup the past 3 years. And not only that, but his contract is expiring this year. He wants 5.8 on his extension. That's only for 1 year. I don't really feel like spending that much money in goal. So I think the time is now to trade McConnell. And again, if it means getting Nikantsev, then I'd be willing to unload Zadorov. Because Nikantsev, as we take another look at him, very good playmaker. We do not have a player like this on our team right now. So I think this would be a very good trade, very beneficial trade for us. Probably even very beneficial for them as well. Because do they have a goaltender over here in Colorado? Yeah, they do. They have Gidloff. But he is getting up there in age. So, you know, I'm sure they would appreciate a young goaltender like McConnell. So let's get Riedler back in there. So you have Zadorov and McConnell for Nikantsev and Riedler. So, I mean, the trade value does slightly favor us, but this might go through. So Zadorov and McConnell for Nikantsev and Riedler, will it go through? No, it will not. Okay, we're going to have to add a little bit more. In that case, I think we will add the rights to Celebrini, because it's not like he's signed right now anyway. So Zadorov, McConnell, and Celebrini for Nikantsev and Riedler. Will it work? No. All right. In that case, I will add Lacasse, I think. He's already 23 out of 72 overall. Can't see him making the big leagues here anytime soon. So, I mean, unless maybe he'll get a big jump in this upcoming offseason, you never know. But as he is right now, he is not NHL ready. So Zadorov, McConnell, Celebrini, and Lacasse for Nikantsev and Riedler. Will it work? Yes, it will. Trade accepted. Big trade for your New Jersey Devils, sending Zadorov to the Colorado Avalanche in exchange for the playmaker. Come on, back out. Back out. In exchange for the playmaker, Denis Nikantsev. Welcome to the New Jersey Devils. And we now have our first line playmaker. All right, so here's what our lines are looking like. After the trade, you have Vasilevsky, Nikantsev, and Guskov. Then you have Arsenault, Gumarov, and Hornqvist, Sear, Trottier, and Combe, and then Farrell, Hughes, and Kokolai. Defense, of course, has not changed. Then you have Finley and Miller in net. And then power play is Sear, Nikantsev, Hornqvist, Bergfors, and Hughes. And then Arsenault, Trottier, Vasilevsky, Gumarov, and Nemetz. So with that being done, let's make our way to the end of the regular season. Ooh, Luke Hughes out with a 2-week injury toward the end of the season here. Hopefully he'll be back for the playoffs. And we have finished the regular season 49, 24, and 9. Good enough once again for first in the league. We'll see if we can make a difference in the playoffs this time. So let's take a look at the player stats to end off the season. In 60 games played for Finley, you have a 910 save percentage and a 3 shutouts and a 13.11 goals saved above average. And then Miller in 5 games played with a 908 save percentage and a .79 goals saved above average. Skater wise, you have 74 points for Nick Kontsev. He had 12 points for us in 18 games played, which I'm not going to lie, I expected a little bit more out of him. Then you have Bergfors with 69 points, Hughes with 64, Vasilevsky with 64, Arsenault with 59, Nemeth with 58, Hornqvist with 45, Gumarov with 43, Sear with 42, Salayev with 35, Jack Hughes with 34, Stenlund and Trottier with 30, Combe and Singleton and Luce all with 29. Then you have Guskov with 26, Kokolai with 24, Barl with 2, and Drymain with 1. So that being done, let's get into the playoffs and see who we have in the first round. It should end up being, yes indeed, the Ottawa Senators. So here we go, getting right into it. Game number 1 against Ottawa underway. And there it is, goal for Salayev gets things started to make it 1-0. 5 minutes remaining in the first. And that will be it heading to the second period. We're up 1-0. And there's Ottawa's first goal of the game. Urena makes it 1-1. Power play for Ottawa, nothing doing. And we're now heading into the third period, tied at 1. Come on, guys. Power play for New Jersey, nothing doing. 10 minutes remaining in the third. Power play for New Jersey goes nowhere. Another power play for New Jersey, 5 minutes remaining. A power play for Ottawa, and we're headed to, no, we're never mind. We're not heading to overtime. Guskov with the goal from Nikantsev and Vasilevsky, and we get the 2-1 victory in game number 1. 3 stars of the game are Finley, Nikantsev, and Coco. All right, game number 2 underway. Come on, guys. Yeah, there's a goal right off the bat for Imanen to make it 1-0. And there's another one for Imanen, and then there's Beniers to make it now 3-1 with Kokolai and Vasilevsky scoring. So we're now at 3-2 at the start of the second period here. And then there's Arsenault with the goal to make it 3-3. That's from Stenlund and Singleton with 5 minutes remaining in the second period. And that will be a 1-goal lead for us heading into the third period with a goal by Gumarov. So we're now at 4-3. And there's Salayev with the goal to make it 5-3. Let's keep this going. And the goal by Shea to make it 5-4. But then there's Nick Kontsev with his first goal of the playoffs on the power play. And then Combe makes it 7-4. And that is the final score. 3 stars of the game are Hughes, Salayev, and Burke. And we have a 2-0 lead in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 3. First game in Ottawa. And there's a goal for Burke right off the bat for Ottawa to make it 1-0. There's Combe with the goal, his second in the playoffs to make it 1-1. And now 2-1 Nemeth, and now 2-2 for Boumediene. And then Hughes makes it 3-2. So we're scoring quite a bit here in this series, it seems, which is refreshing compared to last year where we could barely score at all. And that'll do it for the second period. We're heading into the third, up by 1. And there's a goal for Vasilevsky from Nikantsev and Hughes. And then Gumarov makes it 5-2. That is what you like to see. 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Come on, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2. Can we go up 3-0 in this series? Yes, we do. 3 stars of the game are Nemeth, Boumediene, and Hughes. And we just need one more win. And we're off to the Stanley Cup Finals. Come on. Game number 4 underway. There's a goal for Leclerc to get things started on the power play. But then Jack Hughes, with his first of the series, makes it 1-1. And that will just about do it for the first period as Nemeth gets the goal to make it 2-1 early in the second period. And then Vasilevsky makes it 3-1. Let's go. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. 3, 2, 1. We are headed into the third period, up by 2. Come on, hold on. Hold on, guys. Just a little bit longer. There you go. Gumarov with the goal. Makes it a 3-goal deficit. And we are looking good here as Trottier gets the power play goal to make it 5-1. 3, 2, 1. As Samoskevich with the goal, but that'll just about do it. We are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals in a 4-game sweep of the Ottawa Senators. Very nicely done. 3 stars of the game are Nemeth, Leclerc, and Vasilevsky. And we will be facing the Colorado Avalanche and Semyon Zadorov in the Stanley Cup Finals. So here we go. Game number 1 against Colorado underway. And there's a goal for Luke Hughes to make it 1-0. And then Arsenault makes it 2-0. 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Can we get out of it? Yes, we do. And there's Salayev with the goal to make it 3-0 in favor of your New Jersey Devils. Sear with the power play goal makes it 4-0. Then Thiessen for Colorado makes it 4-1, gets their first of the game. 5 minutes remaining in the second period, and we are headed into the third up by 3. 10 minutes remaining in the third, nothing doing yet for either team in this period. 5, 4, 3, will that do it? Yes, it should. Yes, indeed. As we take the 4-1 win and the 1-0 series lead. 3 stars of the game are Nikantsev, Finley, and Guskov. All right, game number 2. We're underway. That's a long power play for New Jersey that was not converted on, but it seems that no one converted in the first period as we were heading into the second period scoreless. Power play for Colorado goes nowhere. Power play for New Jersey. There it is. Nikantsev with the power play goal on his former team to make it 1-0. And that'll just about do it for the second. We're heading into the third period up by 1 with a score of 1-0. Power play for New Jersey goes nowhere. Another power play for New Jersey goes nowhere. 5 minutes remaining in the third. Get me in the insurance market. There it is. Stenlund with the goal. 2 minutes remaining. 1, and there it is. We take yet another victory. 3 stars of the game are Finley, Bergfors, and Gidloff in the 2-0 shutout victory over Colorado. Here we go. Game number 3. We're going straight into it. Keep doing what you've been doing, boys. Let's just finish this series off real quick. We don't need any problems here against Colorado. Let's get that Stanley Cup. And there's a goal by Rombach. And then Tarky with the goal, but then Sear and Trottier, and then Tarky with another one. So we're at 3-2 right now. And then Gumarov makes it 3-3. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. 2-1. We are heading into the third period tied. And then Vasilevsky with the early goal makes it 4-3. Makar with the power play marker makes it 4-4. And then Vasilevsky with another one makes it 5-4. 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Get me the insurance marker. Do we need it? No, we do not, as we take the 5-4 victory and a 3-0 series lead. 3 stars of the game, Tarky, Perrier, and Vasilevsky. All right, here we go. Game 4, Stanley Cup in the building. Come on, New Jersey. 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Nothing doing for either team so far, and there's Schneider with the goal. I don't know how that happens every single time. Second period underway. Power play for New Jersey, nothing doing yet. And there's a goal for Makar on the power play to make it 2-0. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. And we are headed into the third period tied at 2 as Arsenault and Vasilevsky with the timely goals. But then Zadorov, our former player, comes back to bite us with the goal to make it 3-2 Colorado. And then there's Zadorov with another one, of course. It gives them the 4-2 lead. But now it's 4-3 as the concept with the goal on the power play, but it was too little too late. And Colorado has their first victory of the series. 3 stars of the game are Perrier, Nemetz, and Reinbacher. So thankfully, we still have 3 more chances to win it, but let's not take up all 3 of those chances. Let's end it right here. Come on, guys. There it is. Guskov with the early goal makes it 1-0. And then Schneider with the goal makes it 1-1. But then there's Sear and Nikantsev with the power play markers to make it 3-1. This is all in the first period. And that will do it for 1. And in the second period, up by 2. And there's Bergfors and Trottier with the goals to make it 5-1. But then Nurmikantsev with the goal to make it 5-2. Let's end it right here. Come on, guys. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Hold this lead. There it is. We have a 3-goal lead heading to the third period. Do not blow this. Please do not blow this. This is for the Stanley Cup. Our first Stanley Cup since the 2031 season. 5 minutes remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that will do it. Your New Jersey Devils are once again the Stanley Cup champions. There we go. 3 stars a game, Nikantsev, Bergfors, and Gumarov. So now let's take a look at the playoff stats. Finley in 9 games played with a .930 save percentage, 1 shutout, and a goal saved above average of 4.93. Very nicely done for Finley. And skater-wise, you have Nikantsev with 16 points. That is what we've been missing ever since Jack Hughes started dropping off. So he may have had a slow start there for us. When we traded for him at the trade deadline, only 12 points in 18 games played during the regular season, but he certainly showed up during the playoffs. 16 points in 9 games played. Very nicely done for Nikantsev. Then you have Nemetz with 9 points, Hughes and Vasilevsky with 8, Bergfors and Gumarov with 7, Guskov with 6, Salayev, Arsenault, Hornqvist, and Sear all with 5, Stenlund with 4, Kokolai, Combe, Trottier all with 3, and then Jack Hughes, Singleton, and Luce all with 2. And there it is, your 2038 Stanley Cup champions are indeed your New Jersey Devils. We went through Ottawa and Colorado to get there. And now it's time for the awards. Your Stanley Cup goes to your New Jersey Devils. President's Trophy, once again, for the 6th year in a row, goes to your New Jersey Devils. For the Heart, you have Kuleshov of St. Louis with 96 points. The Conn Smythe goes to Nikantsev with 16 points. A clutch trade with Colorado at the trade deadline to acquire him. Then for the Art Ross, you have Tep with 97 points. For the Calder, you have Imanen with 40 points as a rookie. Maurice Richard goes to Kuleshov with 51 goals. Ted Lindsay Award goes to Schultz for the third year in a row with 63 assists. The Selke Trophy does not go to Grigorcic. For the first time in 5 years, you have Tarky. Mikko Tarky wins it for Colorado with the 53.8 CF percentage. Bobby Orr Trophy goes to Landon DuPont for a second consecutive year with 76 points. Norris Trophy also goes to DuPont with a 54.2 CF percentage. The Vezina Trophy once again for the third time in 4 years goes to Finley, and the Jack Adams goes to Sheldon Keefe of your New Jersey Devils. That was a right decision to re-sign him for sure. So Jack Hughes does not retire once again. He seems he's staying around for a little bit longer as he continues to build on his legacy. And then retiring this year, having played for us in the past, you have Kevin Ball, Dawson Mercer, Jesper Bokvist, Graham Clark, Santeri Hatakka, Fabian Zetterlund, and Samuel Lavage. And then also retiring this year are Jesperi Kakaniemi, Kirby Duck, Riker Evans, Lucas Reichel, Kirill Marchenko, Ridley Greig, and Lucas Cormier. And eliminated at the end of this season are the Edmonton Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we are now down to 4 teams in the league. So I think with all that being done, it's about time to wrap things up here. But not, of course, before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And I will see you guys in the next one when we continue this New Jersey Devils Battle Royale franchise mode.